2 in the morning, rest is getting harder.
What seems like a lifetime ago were the magic words. I once said, the wait is over. Guess what? The wait is over. The wait is over. It's West Ham United. And for all those Hammers fans out there, this is how much it means to me to take over at West Ham. Can't just stop raining just for a little while. Get some nice clear skies in. That'd be really nice. Oh, that's the ball. Oh, you're in. Oh, you're in. Oh, you're in. Oh, you've just missed the sitter. Oh my God, John, you absolute fucking dipshit. Oh my God. That's going to come back to bite me in the arse, that miss. I know it is. Come on, Sterling. Can't on the box. Can't on the box. Can't on the box. Right, chip it back post. Come on! Yes! Okay, come on! Benzia! Get in there! Come on! 1-0! Yes! Get in there! Get in there! Get in there! Calm down. Chill. 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 So yes, it has happened. I have been appointed the West Ham United manager. I'm overjoyed to be the Hammers manager. I've got to say, you know, I feel sorry for Big Sam, but there comes a time, if you're not delivering results, if you're not delivering what the board want, unfortunately, you are going to get the sack. It's a shame, but I'm here to do a job. I'm here to bring silverware, success to the club. I'm here to get the club into the top 6 on a consistent basis and then build upon that. We're going to do it with young players. We're going to do it with passionate players. And hopefully, we're going to do it pretty fast. I would like to think within 3 seasons, we could be really challenging for hopefully a title or perhaps silverware. That's the plan. We'll have to see how it goes. So straight off the bat, the board want us to reach the last 16 of a domestic cup, which is fantastic. I'm fully prepared for that. When it comes to these new scouts, I'm not really interested in them because they're just not as good as the scouting network that I currently have set up with the Jaffa Cake Army. Moving on, the board wants us to finish in mid-table, which I think is acceptable for the first season and something that we should be delivering on a consistent basis. And to be honest with you, it's something I want to build on massively and try and get us in that top 6. That top 4 is the ultimate goal. But it's going to take time. It's going to be difficult. We're going to have ups. We're going to have downs. But nevertheless, we shall succeed. So we're going to move into some transfer targets. So, first, straight up, we've got JB. This lad is 22 years old. He plays for Molde. He's Norwegian. He's valued at 4.3 million. He can play as a cam or a striker. He's got a fantastic weak foot of 4-star, skill moves of 4-star. He has work rates of high medium. No release clause, unfortunately. I think his long shots, his vision and his age are all pros. His cons for me personally, perhaps his pace and his price. But we move on to Sam Byram, 19 years old, English, 3.3 million, right back. The only problem I have with him is his high work rates, but I think we could get around them. Again, his pros are his pace, his strength, and his age. He's very young, and that helps us build. His cons, as I say, is his actual work rates being high. But I think, you know, he's a good young English talent. And speaking of young English talent, Will Hughes, 18, Derby County, English, as we know. 4.6 million is the value on his head. He can play centre midfield, left midfield. He's left-footed. He's got a 3-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves, medium work rates, which I like in the centre of the park. No release clause, but there is a rumour about 3.5 million will set him free. Pros, he's English, fantastic potential, and his value. Cons, again, is his weak foot and a little bit on the pace side. Or Henri Lansbury, as I like to call him, 22 years old. He's English, plays for Notts Forest. I mean, he can play a range of positions: centre midfield, right midfield, cam, CDM. High work rates is fantastic. He's 4.3 million. You know, his pros, determination, vision, and age. Cons, probably his pace, and, you know, over 4 million is a lot of money. Now, Jordan Rhodes, he's 23 years old. He's Scottish. He's currently playing for Blackburn Rovers. He's a striker, right foot, 3-star skills and weak foot. High, medium work rates. You know, pros for me, finishing and age. Cons, strength, and price. And when I say price, rumoured to be £7 million. That to me is a huge chunk of change. That is a lot of cash to be splashing out. But could he be a player that, you know, needs to have that chance? Could he prove to be an absolute diamond buy in the Premier League and scores a bag full of goals? Who knows? We move on to Bakary Sakho. Or Seiko, 25 years old. He's French, valued at 7 million. Wolves are in League One. This is ridiculous. Pros, pace, strength, age. You know, he's 25. It's good. Work rates are his cons, medium, low. But we'll have to see how he develops. And my prime target, who I know I won't be able to get this year, but I will be picking up in the summer, is Wallison. He is essential to the team. I really, really want Wallison. And hopefully we will be able to pick him up, and on the cheap as well. So there we go, guys. That's the transfer targets. We're now going to go into the remainder of the episode, and it's all going to be live. So yes, we are into the live element of the career mode. The whole series is not going to be live. Don't panic. I just thought, you know, episode number 1, we should have a live element. As you can see, the team is on the screen. It's not looking too bad. We do need to make some changes, you know. We have got long-term changes to consider with the likes of Nolan. He is getting old. You know, we might have to move him on. You know, we've got McCartney playing left centre-back. He's getting old. We're going to have to move him on. You know, Joe Cole, eventually we're going to have to move him on. Colton Cole, we're going to keep him for a couple of seasons. So there's a lot of decisions to actually be made about the team. We'll just have a quick look at the squad report and go through the players. Adrian, hopefully he's going to live up to his billing and be a fantastic goalkeeper. That's the hope. I'm not looking to replace the goalkeeper at this moment in time. We do know that Jerzy Jääskeläinen is going to be retiring at the end of the season. Joey O'Brien, you know, he's the right side of 30 at this moment in time, so we can get a couple of good seasons out of him, hopefully 3 seasons before we have to consider changing him, which is fantastic. Tompkins, we've got years. He's not going to be leaving the club. He's going to be paramount to the club and to what our vision is and how we're going to be moving forward. McCartney, as I say, is 32, so we'll be looking to move him on. We've got Roland Rat. I actually really like Roland Rat. I think he's fan-fricking-tastic. He's 32. Hopefully he can stay for another season or 2 before we have to worry about changing him. So fullback-wise, at this moment in time, we've got O'Brien and Rat who can play left side. So I'm pretty happy with that. Marky Noble, we've got a good 3 to 4, maybe 5 years left on Marky Noble, and he's going to be essential because he's a fantastic player. Big Kev, you know, he's 31. We might be able to get a season out of him, but who knows? You know, his value could depreciate, which, you know, as players get older, it's understandable. So we'll have to wait and see how that one pans out. I don't particularly want to get rid of him, to be honest, because he's an awesome player. He really is a fantastic player, and you know, if we need to keep him, I think, you know, 2 seasons and then perhaps look to move him on. But, you know, we'll just have to wait and see how everything pans out. Same with Joe Cole, you know, fantastic player, very cultured player, 31 years old, the wrong side of 30, but, you know, a couple of seasons. And perhaps this summer, we'll just have to wait and see, to be honest. It's Matty Jarvis is the right side of 30. You know, we're going to get a good 3 or 4 seasons out of him, which is brilliant. What do I need to say about Diarmy? Hashtag Diarmy. Oh my days, Diarmy. 26 years old. We've got a good 5 years with him, which is fantastic. He's going nowhere, and he's going to be paramount. Same as Marky Noble. Them two together are paramount. The same as James Tompkins, you know. They are paramount to this career. They are paramount to our vision and our goal. Carlton Cole, 29 years old. You know, he's on a 1-year deal. We'll have to wait and see how he performs during the season with the opportunities to get, because I am looking to bring in a striker. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking definitely to bring in a striker because I want goals. We need to be scoring goals. There's a few positions I'm looking to bring in, defensively, midfield, and up top. Keeper at this moment in time is something that doesn't really interest me. As we know, Jerzy is retiring at the end of the season. It's a great shame. He's been a great servant, fantastic goalkeeper. Ravel Morrison, oh my days, this boy's going nowhere. He's 20 years old, so we've got a good, you know, 11, 12 years with this lad. So I'm going to be looking to increase his contract, probably in season 2 maybe. We'll see how long he's got left on his contract and worry about it then. But he's one player I can't afford to lose and wouldn't want the club to lose. You know, we want to be bringing in the calibre of player to support Ravel Morrison because he's just a fantastic player. Jack Collison, you know, he's 24 years old, has never really lived up to his billing for me. I'm hoping with a bit of a run in the side. And hopefully if I do bring in a midfielder, it's going to give him something to battle with. And I want him to work for his place and, you know, hopefully get in there and secure it. Maiga, I ain't gonna lie. He's a forward that doesn't really interest me. I don't particularly rate him. I'm not a big fan of him, and more than likely be letting him go, to be honest. So he could be one of the first people to go, and that's going to free up space for me to bring in a striker, which I definitely want to bring in. Andy Carroll, as you can see, big AC, 24 years old. We've got plenty of time with this lad. You know, I think he's going to be a fantastic finisher. I think he's going to be a fantastic striker. You know, give him a few seasons to bed himself in under my management, get away from all these injuries he's had, and hopefully he'll be, you know, netting 20 to 30 goals a season. Is what I want to see him net. But we'll have to wait and see. That's a big ask, but you know, I think he's quite capable. Winston Reid, you know, 25 years old, he's staying. He ain't going nowhere. The New Zealander is a tank, and again, he's paramount to our vision and moving forward. Stuart Downing, obviously a signing that Big Sam brought in. Not a great fan of him. I don't particularly rate him. And for me, if he doesn't live up to his billing from Sam in the first season, to be honest with you, he's going to be out in his ear roll probably January. Could even be this transfer window. I haven't particularly made my mind up. I might keep him till the summer. We'll have to wait and see how the transfer market goes for ourselves, because I am looking to bring a couple of players in, as I say. So we'll see. Matt Taylor, you know, he's 31 years old now. It's a great shame, but he's a great servant, a great player. I want to keep him around just for his experience. You know, he can play sort of CDM, he can play left midfield, stick him at left back. Essentially, I can just stick him anywhere in a team and he will do me a job. And he's a very important player. Those sort of players, you know, doing the nitty gritty are extremely important. Diarra, unfortunately, not interested. He's going to be going out in this transfer window to free up space, basically, and he's a player that I don't want. Leo Chambers, he's going to be going out in this transfer window, but I'm not selling him, so don't all start going, don't sell him! I'm not selling this lad. He's potentially fantastic, and I'll stick him out on loan, get him some games under his belt, and see how he does. You know, a couple of seasons he could be knocking on the first team door, and that's when, you know, likes of Tompkins and Winston could be worrying. So that's the plan anyway. James Collins, you know, fantastic player, really solid centre back, the sort of centre back I like, because you know he goes in really aggressively, and you know, he'll take man, ball, and beast, which I like. 29 years old. Yeah, I'm not going to be selling James Collins. I'm a big fan of him, and I want him to stay. Give him a couple of seasons, and hopefully, you know, by that time, Leo Chambers could be coming through. So that's the way I look at it. DeMille is probably going to be going. Not this season. I think I'll be keeping him this season. Depends how the transfer window goes. I've got a couple of right backs in my noodle, and we'll just have to see if we can pick them up at the right price. If we can't, then obviously DeMille will stay. But you know, a lot depends what happens in the transfer window. Danny Whitehead, probably going to farm him out on loan, see if he does anything decent out on loan. Get my scouts to, you know, give him a once over. You know, if he's potentially good, he could be getting a first team place. But you know, 19 years old, hasn't impressed me from what I've seen. Read some reviews from my new staff. Not impressing me at this moment in time. We'll just have to see. Elliot Lee, I've seen extensively Elliot Lee. I saw him down at Colchester United when I was casting my eye over in a previous role. I was a scout while I was applying for the West Ham job. So yeah, I've had a look over Elliot Lee. He was on loan at Colchester United. So yeah, run my eye over him. He's all right, but he's going to be going out on loan. You know, he's got a season or so to prove to me that he's hammer class. At the end of the day, he's got to have a claret heart and a blue soul. If he ain't got that, cheerio. So Dylan, I'm not 100% sure about this lad either. He's got something special about him, but he just doesn't seem to be delivering it. So, you know, he's 19 years old. I know he's a long way from home. We'll just have to see how it pans out with him. We'll be probably loaning him out. Same with Callum, you know, potentially could have it, but we'll be loaning him out, see how he does, keeping the scouts on him. Pretty much with all the younger lads, you know, it's their make or break year. You know, they are getting on, they're 19, 20 years old. They've got to be showing me something that convinces me that I don't need to go and spend 3, 4, 5, 6 million, or if I dare think 7, 8, 9, 10 million pounds on a football player. If they're good enough, they'll be in the team. It is that simple. Obviously, he'll be going out on loan. We've got Yerzy as backup, so he can get some games under his belt, and hopefully he'll start growing, start showing me some potential. Ricardo Vastey, obviously fantastic play. You know, 26 years old. We've got a good 3, 4 seasons with him. He can play a good number of positions as well. That's what I like about him. So, you know, I've got my eye on him. I know his contract's coming up for renewal, so we'll have to see how he does in the first few weeks before we start thinking about renewing contracts and talking money and all that sort of good stuff. So Petric, 32 years old. You know, I understand why Sam brought him in. You know, striker. You know, Andy Carroll's injured and he was panicking, bringing a player in is just not really acceptable. So if I get an offer, unfortunately, Petric will be off ski. and onto pastures new, which is, I know a lot of people might say it's a shame and give him a chance, but I want to clear out space, and I want to put my mark on this team, and I feel there's a few players that need to go at the end of the day. As you can see, we do have a few boys out at this moment in time. We've got Turgot out on loan. He's actually down at Colchester. Jordan Spencer's out on loan. Henderson's out on loan. It'll be an interesting season for Henderson. If he does well, he could be knocking on the door. But he is 25 years old. For me, this is really the make or break season for him. If he doesn't impress me while out on loan, unfortunately, he will be leaving the club. But that's the way it is. You have to be harsh. It's a cutthroat business. I'm judged on the results, and I can't afford any. I can't afford to be soft at the end of the day. It's that simple. So we're going to have a quick look at the actual shortlist. Have a look at the players. I've got a few players on here, quite a few players actually, and I think it's very important to have a look at them. And I'm thinking about doing a straw poll. Now, obviously, this is going to delay episode number 2 somewhat, because I'll be doing the straw poll, because it'll be down to you guys to sort of have a look and assess what you want to see at the club and how you want to see the club going. The one thing I am going to allow myself is one purchase for myself, which means I'll be putting my stamp on the team, my authority on the team, and bringing in a player that I want into the team. So we'll run through the players, and I look forward to reading your comments in the comment section below, and seeing how you feel about the players I'm looking to approach, etc. So we know about Sam Byram. I think he's fantastic. He's 19 years old. Value at 3.3 million. I think we could pick him up. Anything under sort of 2 million, 2.8, 2.6 million would be a fantastic buy. But I'm also very interested in Callum Chambers. He plays his football down at Southampton. 18 years old. I think he's potentially a good little fullback. We could pick him up on the cheap. Probably get in there for about 1 million, 900, 800,000, something like that, which would be fantastic. And he's young as well, so we've got plenty of time, which means obviously DeMille will be staying in the team and he'll be playing a lion's share of the games, and Chambers would just be interchanging. Where I think at this moment in time, if we bought Byram would be playing, and DeMille will be sitting on the bench looking to play games at the end of the day, but we'll have to see. This lad I want to keep an eye on. He's actually a Cardiff City player. He's on loan at Brentford. But I think he's potentially a really, really good player. He's tall, he's powerful, and he's someone I'm going to be keeping an eye on in the future. He's on loan at the moment, so we can't really touch him. Will Hughes, fantastic English young talent, obviously linked with a lot of clubs, and I like to stick my oar in there and see if we can pick him up. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Henri Lansbury, I love to call him Henri Lansbury. He's fantastic player, good young English, 22 years old. A few years before he starts peaking and hitting his prime, and I think he's a solid player and a really decent player. Not gifted with the most amount of pace, but he's got great vision. I think his vision and passing is very underrated, and I think he's a very, very good player, and someone I really would like to bring to the team. But at the same time, I have got a little soft spot for this young lad, 20 years old. Bresci, is it? He's a Norwegian. He's 20 years old. He's got some really good, solid statistics. And I think he could do a huge job for us. And he's at the perfect age to start intermingling into a team. When you think about Ravel Morrison being young, I like to have a little bit of a young player in there. We have got the experience, obviously, with Diame to look after him, Marky Noble, etc. So I'm very, very interested in him, to say the least. Sacco, very interested in this lad. The only thing that puts me off is that price tag, 7 million. I mean, I wouldn't want to be paying, 5.5 mil. At the end of the day, because I think that's a lot of cheese for someone playing in League One football as good as he is. The only club really interested in him at this moment in time is ourselves, because we made the inquiry to see how much the valuation was. So at this moment in time, the only club interested in him is ourselves. So perhaps the price tag is warning people off. We have to wait and see at the end of the day. Of course, we've got JB. I don't know if you guys know about this lad. He plays for Molde. He's Norwegian. He is pretty much sensational. I've seen him a few times. As I say, I had a scouting role, and I've seen him a few times play for Molde, and he's made them tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Really, really gifted and cultured player. Very competent on the ball. He can play up front. He gets in there. He's not too scared to be physical, which I like. And I think he could adjust to the Premier League quite easily. But we'll have to wait and see. I still think 4 million is a big amount of money to be playing on someone who's I don't want to say unproven, but someone who hasn't had the experience of playing in the fast pace of the English league. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Now, this lad, 19 years old, he plays at Boca Juniors. So I spent a lot of time out in Argentina, looking over a few players, and this guy really did stand out. I think he's fantastic. 19 years old. I mean, I wouldn't even want to think how scary it would be to partner with him in Morrison in a cam role in a 4-2-2-2 formation. That could be quite scary to say the least. Very talented, great potential. The only fear is, 8 million quid. I'd be looking to pay sort of 4 to 5 mil. And that would be at a push because he's 19 and he's unproven in what I consider to be the best league in the world, the Barclays Premier League. It's a very physical, powerful, speedy league. I'm not taking no disrespect away from Argentinian football. That's a very passionate culture. So I think he could handle himself. He's not the strongest in the world, but I think he'd have that little bit of nastiness about him to be able to do a job. But again, we'd have to wait and see. Now, Carrillo looks fantastic, really does. He plays for a Sporting in Portugal. He looks fantastic. He really, really does. Plays on the wing. He's got pace. He's got not power, but when I say pace and power for a winger, I mean he's very direct. He's very powerful with his runs, and I think he could really, really, really do a job for us. I mean, he's 22, so Downing would be on his way out for sure if I could get my hands on this lad. But again, 6.5 million. It's a huge amount of money. We're very limited with our budget. We've got to sell before we can buy. So hopefully we can get a few quid in the old coffers and see how it goes. But I would really like to consider him. If we could get hold of him at the end of the day, they might want gargantuan money, or he might just generally not want to come to the club. But perhaps he's perhaps we can have a look at him in the summer, etc. I know we're in the summer at the moment, but we have to plan forward. We have to be very, very careful with our budget and plan for next summer as well. Now, this guy is sensational. I was out in Brazil. Brazil, Argentina are quite close to each other, so it was easy for me to jump on a flight. And I went over to a little place called Bahia, and I watched Wallison. Now, he's someone I've admired for a long, long time, and a player that I would really, really love to bring to the club. At this moment in time, he's actually on loan to Bahia, and he's pretty much scoring for fun. Now, I know he's worth around about 1.3 million. We could easily pick him up for probably the same asking price or a little bit less, but it wouldn't be until sort of January or the summer, because I know he's got a dwindling contract with his club, and he is definitely someone I will be bringing in. This is not my stamp on the team. This is a player that's coming to this club. He's coming. It's literally that simple. He is coming to this club because I think he's fantastic, and I think he would score the goals and be a fantastic partner to Big AC, to be honest. But then again, I'm impressed by this young lad. He's actually a Manchester United player. He's on loan to Real Zaragoza. I think he looks fantastic. He's 19. We can't approach him because he's on loan, but I think he'll be a very good player and perhaps someone we should keep an eye on. As I say, it's about planning for the future. If we start getting some big money in, we can start looking at these players again. Come next summer or the summer after, we have to plan for the future. Hence why they're young players. This lad, Ishak, God, he's an amazing player. He's tall. He's powerful. He's not the quickest, but he's got enough pace. He's very, very skillful, and he's got an eye for goal. He's just moved to Inter Milan from Parma, unfortunately. I would have liked to have got this job probably about 6 weeks ago, and then we could have been making an offer for him because I think he's a fantastic player. But unfortunately, the whole wranglings with Sam dragged on, and I'm at the club now, which is very important to me, and I'm very proud to be at the club, and hopefully I can do the club proud, and hopefully I can do the supporters proud. That's my aim. Now, Jordan Rhodes, a player who I think is a little bit underrated. I think he could come in and score goals. I really do. I think he could do a job in the Premier League. People say the Championship is not as good as the Barclays Premier League. Yes, the standard of player perhaps isn't, but how competitive that division is. It's not easy to score goals in that division, and I think he could do a job. But my fear again, that price tag, 7 million quid, is huge. And I mean, 7 million quid is huge. That's over 50% of our budget. For a start, that's what 70% of our budget in one foul swoop. If we picked him up for 7 mil, I mean, I would like to pick him up for like 5 or 4, but I don't know how. I don't think that's possible. I mean, he's young as well, so Blackburn will be wanting to hold on to him. He's a key player, etc. So we'll have to see. Centurion, oh my days, this lad. He's actually on loan from Genoa. I think he's playing in. I can't remember. I think he's playing with a young lad I know called Gab. Well, I say young. He's middle-aged, I suppose, 26 years old, mid-20s, called Gabs. Who's a striker that I had a look at, and he looks quite phenomenal. But I'm not 100% sure if we've got the sort of money to bring him in, because he's got a year left on his contract, and they want around about 1.1 million for him. But we're not going to get into that. We'll probably have a look in January and see if we can pick him up if if he's available in January, of course. But Centurion is a player I'd love to bring in. He's got so much pace. He's another one who's very direct with his running, very skillful, very tricky, and I think he could terrorise Premiership defences, to be honest. But at this moment in time, he's unavailable because he's on loan from January. He's playing, I think he's playing in Argentina. I can't remember where. I've been so many places. I've been to Argentina, I've been to Brazil, I've been to Italy. I've been so many places over the last sort of 5-6 days. It's literally been non-stop. I haven't slept, and yeah, it's been a very, very busy period for myself. So we'll see how it all pans out. In the office, we don't have anything in at the moment. Transfers, no. Sell players. That's what we're going to do next. You can tell I've got jet lag. It's catching up with me. It's catching up with me. So we're going to be looking at players to put up for sale. As I say, Maiga is the. I'm just not really feeling him, and unfortunately he's going to be going. The same with Diala. You know, he's not a player I'm really interested in. I think he's a player that needs to move on and probably benefit from a different club. Obviously, DeMille will be staying at this moment in time. Perhaps we'll be keeping him to January, something like that, because I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do with the right back situation. Obviously, Whitehead, he's going to be going out on loan. Same with most of the young lads. Going to stick them out on loan. As I say, it's a big make or break time for them. Hopefully, they can deliver. You know, if they don't, you know, you can't afford to be too kind in this business, because you know you're judged on the results. You've got to make sure you do the best for your club at the end of the day. So we'll stick a few boys out on loan. We'll keep a few. Obviously, I need to put the keeper out because we've got Yerzy, and I want to see how he does. Yeah, that will do for now. Hopefully, we'll get some interest, and hopefully players will go out. And I think it'll just be nice and, you know, move people on, etc. As you can see, we've had nothing in, apart from obviously what Sam bought in. You know, he bought in Rat, he bought in Adrian, he secured Carroll in the end, which is fantastic. It's been a very, very difficult time for Big AC. He was on loan and injured, and of course he bought in Downing, and you know, he paid a lot of money for him, in my personal opinion, and I think that's really, really scary to think how much he paid for him. Is you know, that's a big chunk of cheese out of my sort of budget, which is frustrating. But there you go. That's the way it all unfolds, and that's how we are at this moment in time. I didn't even know that happened. That's a bit bizarre because I haven't got any emails. The only emails I had was from what the board want. Not to worry. Hopefully another club will come in for him. I might put him up for sale in a second and see if we can move him on. So we've got a transfer. Oh, here we go. We've got a transfer offer for Petric. So I don't need to put him up for sale. And it's Montpellier, £5 million. Now he is worth between 5.2 and 6.7. So I'm going to counter offer that because you know, I would like 6.5 mil. I think that's fair. No, 6.250. 6.250. We'll go for 6.250. That should hopefully that'll bring in some nice money into the club. International jobs at this moment in time, not interested. Not on your Nelly, son. My focus is on the club. My focus is on the team. We've got, you know, training schedule to put together. We've reviewed your asking price of 6.25 million squid for Petric and have decided to match it and go ahead with the deal. Thank you, Montpellier. I really do appreciate that. That's just made my life a little bit bloody easier. That really, really has. So hopefully we can get that deal tied up, you know, pretty damn quick, as Neuer's in talks with Chelsea. I'm very surprised at that, but funny old game is the old football. So player has been sold. We got 5.5 million from that deal. So that what gives us 11.9 million pounds now to 15.9 million pounds. John, you mug. Carlton Cole, come on, don't be silly. Don't be silly. We'll reject the offer. You know, we'll be keeping Carlton Cole. You know, I'm thinking season, maybe 2 seasons, but I'm not going to be selling him straight away. I'd rather get rid of my what's his face, Maiga. I can't remember the lad's name. I'm not really interested in him. So hopefully Maiga will be going at the end of the day. And I'm not 100% sure who my landmark signing is going to be at this moment in time. I've got sort of a so yeah, I don't really need to You get so many emails as a manager. It really, really is quite frustrating. It's all part and parcel of the job, though. So, Diarra, excellent. We've got an offer in for him. It's Norwich City. Oh, that's a competitor in our league. He's worth $500,000 at least. Do you know what I mean? He's got to be worth at least $500,000. Give me his asking price, and I'll do business. I don't usually like to sell players in the same division. I'm not a big fan of that because that can come back and bite you in the arsehole. So I am a little bit wary about doing that deal. But if they give me his asking price, an extra, we'll be getting an extra 300-400 G in our back burner, and I think that would be fantastic. So moving on to my marquee signing. My marquee signing, I'm not 100% sure who it's going to be. I'm really not, because I would like to take a punt on and bring in Jordan Rhodes, but I think that's $7 million. If I want to be paying $4 or $5 million, because I will be bringing in Wallison. Whatever happens, Wallison is coming into the club. Now, another thought process I've got is Carlilio or Verishi. I really do like this lad. I really do. I think he's a good, solid young player. Plays in the centre of the park as well. He's got long shot taker. I like that. CM, Cam. 4-star weak for 3-star skill moves. I mean, I would prefer him to have 5-star skill moves, being a Tekka god, but unfortunately he hasn't got those. He's got nice work rates for a midfielder or for a Cam. I can feel positive about playing 4-3-3. And then what we've got with this lad, he's just so quick. He's flair. He's got the 4 stars on the skills. He's got the 3-star weak foot. Right wing, left wing. If I want to be playing 4-3-3, I could play him in that. I could, he could do a job right midfield, left midfield. Obviously, he'll prefer to play 4-3-3. He's 22. There's a lot going for him. There really, really is. He's right-footed. Playing him on that left wing would be fantastic. Cut in, bang, bang. Or on that right-hand side, he can cut in, bit of trickery. That's a proper little teaser. But the one thing I think is going to win me over at the end of the day is I want to guard our budget. So $6.5 million for Carlilio is a lot of money. Obviously $7 million for Jordan Rhodes is a lot of dosh. So I am going to take a punt on this lad. This is going to be my one dirty little secret for my job, my position. I'm not going to spend too much. I'm hoping I can do a deal for about 1.8. We can make him squad rotation. Not really want to be putting him as an important. But I've got so many choices, so many players. But as I say, I think I'll do a straw poll. Let you guys have a bit of a crack. See what you guys want. Stick it up for a day, which obviously means the next video probably won't be out till Saturday. So I do apologise for that. I know it's a few days to wait, but you never know. In between, I might be able to get out a Cardiff game and just analyse what you guys have been saying, and we can shorten the actual shortlist, something like that. I mean, that will at least get another episode out, and I know you guys are literally foaming at the mouth for the West Ham content. The same as my good self. I've been foaming like a motherfucker to start this. Now I've started it, I want to be playing football. I want to be playing football. I just want to be playing with the boys. I want the boys to be doing the business. I want to be scoring goals, and I want to be leading the lads to success. I want to get on the training pitch. That's what I really want to be doing. So Norwich will come back. They're going to match it. That is absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. I am overjoyed. Yerzy, what's up, fella? Oh, going to be your last season. Oh, come on, fella. Oh, we might have a little chat. I hate it when he does it by email. Why can't he just give me a bit of a, give us a ring-a-ding-ding? He's got my mobile number. Knock on my office door. I know I'm not there at the moment. I'm out. I'm busy. I'm looking at players. But, you can always ring me on my mobile. We can have a chat. Perhaps I'll consider offering him a coaching role at the club. But we'll make sure he gets a few games this season. Perhaps we'll use him as our Capital One Cup goalkeeper, but we'll see. I'm going to stick a strong side out in this Parma game. Hopefully we'll get some information back on my one dirty little secret. Hopefully I am pronouncing his name correctly, but no, my pronunciation I'm probably not. But hey ho, hey ho, hey fucking ho. 0-0, come on boys, come on boys. Nolan booked. So many words for the referee. And then he steps up and scores. Fantastic, cultured player. And he gets sent off. In the space of 24 minutes. Oh, freaking hell, Kev. I'm going to have to discipline you now, son. Carlton Cole knocks one in. Well done, my son. I'm going to have words with Nola now, aren't I? That's freaking unbelievable. I'm going to have to fine him. Unbelievable. I'm going to have to give him a fine, but... Oh, dear. We'll take that. Was that Benzema's linked with unacceptable transfer? Oh, freaking give you unacceptable. 450,000 from the Diarra deal. Hopefully that one won't come back to bite me in the arse. Perhaps we can have hashtag bite or hashtag no. So, yeah. I was going to say hashtag bite, that it will come back at... No, hashtag arse. Hashtag arse if that's going to come back and bite us in the arse when we play Norwich. Or hashtag good decision. Or just put GD. Hashtag GD for good decision. Or hashtag arse if I've made a right arse of myself, because that's going to bite us in the arse. So, Salzburg, they want 2.2 million. 2.2 million? I'll have a bit of that. I'll have a bit of that. Yep, 2.2 mil. That's my dirty little secret signing for the club. Valon Bresci, I think it's Bresci, signing for the club. Norwegian lad, young, fantastic. I'm looking forward to, well, I'm getting all carried away and cocky here, aren't I? I'm getting all carried away and cocky. He might not even come to the club. We'll have to wait to see. Hopefully it'll be done these 2 days, because we're going to end the episode before the friendly. Carlton Cole. And then I'll get the straw poll up. There will be a link in the description below. You're going to have to go to the very bottom of the description. I'm going to hide it away. Go to the very bottom of the description. You'll see a list of all the players that we have on the actual shortlist. All you have to do is just take 5 seconds to vote. And that's how we'll do it. Because as you know, I prefer to have my subscribers, you guys, the Jaffa Cake Army. You fantastic, wonderful, amazing subscribers. I don't want to call you subscribers. You're the Jaffa Cake Army. You guys are wonderful, and I want your input on this career mode, because this career mode is sensational and really good fun. It was successful on FIFA 13, and I want to make it more successful on FIFA 14 as I'm dribbling on and rejecting the offer for Carlton Cole. He ain't going nowhere. No fucking where. Get out, you mug. Right, so we will advance to the friendly against Inter Milan. I'm going to change the squad up, but we're going to end the episode there. It's been a long one. It has been a long one. I do apologise for that, but hopefully it's made your New Year's Day hangover more enjoyable. Listening to my dulcet tones. You know what I mean? Having my dulcet tones in your noodle. Hopefully. Again, why do I always... The board, I swear to God, the board must be going senile. They've sent me this email already, but I do know they want us to finish mid-table, which is absolutely fantastic. And we got the final. Yeah, I'm not really worried about those. I know what the lads are like, so... Moncur. Alright, lad. 19, centre defensive midfielder. Saw you playing in reserves the other week, actually, in a pre-season friendly for the reserves. I might give you a run out against Inter Milan. That will either make you or break you, my fella. We'll have to wait and see. So hopefully, you guys will come back with some... like, I know you will. You'll come back with some fantastic advice. But until then, we're ending it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. And I, of course, will catch you... later.
I used to dream about cars and